We've been going through the Enchiridion, or the Handbook of Epictetus the Stoic, not to be confused with the Enchiridion or Handbook of Augustine, the Christian church father, or the writings of Epicurus, the Epicurean. Epicurus and Epictetus are different people. We're using the public domain translation by Elizabeth Carter, and let's wrap up the Enchiridion. Epictetus says, "The condition and characteristic of a vulgar person is that he never expects either benefit or hurt from himself, but from externals. The condition and characteristic of a philosopher is that he expects all hurt and benefit from himself." Now remember, what Epictetus thinks is that the things that are really within your control are your own actions, and those are all mental actions. What is within your control is what you think, what you want, and what you intend. And nothing else should matter to you. You shouldn't worry about anything else, and you should not expect anyone to benefit or hurt you except you. You are, what's the line from the classic poem, Invictus, by someone or other? You are the master of your fate. You are the captain of your soul. It's in the first person in the poem. I am the master of my fate. I am the captain of my soul. But this poem seems to me pretty closely related to Stoic philosophy. A good philosopher expects all hurt and benefit from himself alone, doesn't think anyone else can hurt him. And a good philosopher will watch himself to make sure he doesn't screw up and harm himself by worrying about what is not within his control, or by making the wrong choices in what he thinks, what he desires, what he intends. He suppresses all desire in himself. He transfers his aversion to those things only which thwart the proper use of our own faculty of choice. The exertion of his active powers towards anything is very gentle, and if he appears stupid or ignorant, he does not care. He doesn't care about how he looks to other people. And in a word, he watches himself as an enemy and one in ambush. Watch yourself as an enemy, and don't make mistakes with what you think, want, and intend, etc. Whatever moral rules you have deliberately proposed to yourself, abide by them as they were laws, and as if you would be guilty of impiety by violating any of them. Don't regard what anyone says of you, for this, after all, is no concern of yours. What people think of you is not your concern. How long, then, will you put off thinking yourself worthy of the highest improvements and follow the distinctions of reason, etc., etc.? If any instance of pain or pleasure or glory or disgrace is set before you, remember that now is the combat. Now the Olympiad comes on, nor can it be put off. I love this line. I've got a paraphrase of it in my head. Now is the Olympic combat, but that's not right. Now is the combat, now the Olympiad comes on. Now is the Olympic contest. That's a better paraphrase. Now is the Olympic contest. Now you are... now in any occasion where you may have some instance of pain or pleasure or glory or disgrace before you, where you might make the wrong choice, now is the trial that defines your life, that defines who you are. Now is the moment when you have to make the decision that is of no less importance than if now you were competing for the gold medal in the Olympics. By once being defeated and giving way, proficiency is lost, or by the contrary preserved. Thus Socrates became perfect, improving himself by everything, attending to nothing but reason. And though you are not yet a Socrates, you ought, however, to live as one desirous of becoming Socrates. There's some great Stoic advice. Once again, what would Socrates do? Not like the 1990s thing. What would Jesus do? No, the Stoics say, what would Socrates do? And you may not yet be like Socrates, but you need to live as someone who's trying to become like Socrates. And we will end the Enchiridion with a couple observations in the final section. He says, upon all occasions, we ought to have these maxims ready at hand. And he quotes from a couple of the poets. And then he quotes a third line from Plato, where Socrates says, "O Crito, if it thus pleases the gods, thus let it be." Actually, I'd say this is a paraphrase from two different writings of Plato. "O Crito, if it thus pleases the gods, thus let it be. Anytus and Miletus may kill me indeed, but hurt me they cannot. No one can hurt you except you. Even if they kill you, like they killed Socrates, they can't hurt you, because what you really are is your soul, and what really matters is what you think, what you desire, what you intend. That is within your control, and that's the only thing you need to be worried about." Thanks for going through the Enchiridion with me, and I think we may need one more video to evaluate this philosophy to some extent. Thanks for watching.